today we're going to talk about the second most important thing you will ever do in regards to your child's safety. The first thing, of course, is the code word, memorizing a code word, and you can see that on one of the videos at Street Smart Kidz. Today we're going to talk about the second most important thing, and that's doing an ID kit, a free child ID kit from Street Smart Kidz. We're going to fill it out together and have a lot of fun doing it. Here at Street Smart Kidz, you can download as many ID kits as you'd like. As I mentioned before, they're free. They're a lot of fun to do. Some people parents feel that doing an ID kit is a hassle or it's a waste of time. Or in fact, I've actually talked to a couple of parents where they feel like it's a harbinger of doom. This simply is not the case. In fact, daycares and elementary schools across Canada and the United States actually use them as fun activities to break up the days when it's raining outside or they can't get the kids outside. The kids enjoy doing them, they have a lot of fun, and the value of doing one is well worth the time. There are three components to doing the ID kit, three separate pieces of paper. This is what they look like as you will be pulling them off your printer. The first section is personal identification. The second is the fingerprint chart. The third is DNA information. And the fourth is just storage. Have a blast doing it with your kids. Update the free ID kit for 6 years old and under every 6 months. After they're 6 years of age, update it once a year. If your kids ask by chance why you're doing this, just tell them, in case we have a problem or you go missing or we can't find you, we have an official record that we can hand to the police and they will find you right away. It's a fun thing to do, nothing for them to worry about, and you're really going to enjoy doing this with them. Now, for the purposes of doing this video, we've compiled all of the three categories onto one sheet of paper so that we can go through it together. Of course, you'll be using the printouts. This is going to make it easier for the video. Section 1, of course, is personal information. Very easy to do. You and your child should be able to sit down at the coffee table or at the kitchen table and have some fun and do this together. Question 1 will be their height, their weight, eye color, hair color, date of birth, allergies, blood type, their doctor's name, any chronic illnesses they may have, and last but not least, any birthmarks or scars they have. And of course, you have a section where you can post their latest picture, which you should change every 6 months as well. The next section to do in the free ID kit is one of the most fun. It's the fingerprint chart. When we first started doing this many years ago with Street Smart Kidz, we actually tried to do the ink and rubbing their hands on it, and after destroying half of a house with ink all over the place in many suits, we went to a much smarter way. Here you'll have the visual of what the chart looks like. It's very simple, and there's a very easy way to do it. We have today's Comox Valley Record. What you're going to do is take your local newspaper, set it on the table, take your child's hand, or else let them do it, and tell them to rub around as much as they possibly can. Just by doing that, their fingers are picking up the ink and the dust from the ink, and they are now ready to do their fingerprints. And as you can see, the right index finger is done. Right middle finger, right ring finger, right little finger, and the right thumb. Now, as you can see, there isn't a huge imprint of ink, but it is more than enough. Repeat, more than enough for any RCMP or police department to be able to get an excellent fingerprint reading. So don't worry if it doesn't appear very dark or very black. It's there and you're covered. The final part of your ID kit, which you'll be doing with your children, is DNA information. And it is probably the simplest of all the sections that you have to do. Your normal household Ziploc bag. Take one. Make sure you open it up. You do not need to take a whole bunch of hair out of your children's heads. Don't do anything like that at all. So there are some very simple ways that you can do DNA. One, of course, is doing a swab. You put it inside the mouth, You rub, counting 20, you put it inside the bag, you seal it. Another way, taking their toothbrush. As long as you've made sure that it's their toothbrush and nobody else has used it, you can put that in the bag, and that is a perfect example of DNA. I used bandage that has just come off one of their boo-boos. You can put that together and put it inside the bag, seal the bag. That is more than appropriate DNA for any police officer. You'll have no problems with this section whatsoever. And once you've got your DNA collected, very simply, put some Scotch tape on the back of the bag, attach it to the piece of paper, and forget about it. It's done. Last but not least, once you have your ID kit completely filled out, everything's done, remember, put it in an envelope and put it on the top of your dresser and forget about it. Chances are you're never ever going to need it. Smart people I know carry one in the trunk of their car in case their child was missing while they're at a park somewhere and it just runs off with a dog or a duck, or you never know. Other people I know take it in their purse when they are Christmas shopping and the malls are packed and your child can get yanked away from you, or at an amusement park. If you take them to Disneyland, have one in your purse. It's very easy to carry. It's just an envelope of information so that you can make it easy for authorities to get your child right back to you as soon as possible. Hopefully you'll never need to use it, but if you do, remember it's free from Street Smart Kids. Download it, please use it. It's the second most important thing you can do as a parent. Have a good night.